One of the common topics in the A-level chemistry exam is the redox equations and redox reactions. And you could be asked to find the oxidation state of an element, or to write half equation, or to balance a redox equation, or to find the concentration using redox titration. So oxidation and reduction can always be remembered using the term oil rig, because oxidation is the loss of electrons and reduction is the gain of electrons. Redox reactions involve both oxidation and reduction. Oxidation state tells you the total number of electron an element has gained or lost. There are certain rules for the determination of the oxidation state of any element, and you should be familiar with these rules. First one is that elements which are monoatomic or polyatomic, they have an oxidation state of zero, like when you have hydrogen, which is diatomic, or when you have something like sodium element, which is monoatomic. All of these will have a zero oxidation state. Neutral compounds, the total or the sum of the oxidation state of all of the elements within that compound will equal zero, like sodium chloride. The total of the oxidation state of sodium plus the chlorine will equal zero. While when you have a compound ion like sulfate or nitrate, so the sum of the oxidation state of the different elements within that compound ion will equal the charge of the compound ion. Hydrogen, other than the hydrogen element, will usually have a +1 oxidation state, with exception of metal hydrides like sodium hydride, when the hydrogen has an oxidation state of -1. Oxygen will have an oxidation state of -2, but there are some exceptions for the oxygen, like the peroxide, like hydrogen peroxide, and the oxygen will have an oxidation state of -1. Oxygen difluoride, the oxygen will have an oxidation state of +2, and O2F2, the oxygen will have an oxidation state of +1. Halogens usually have an oxidation state of -1, but when they are bonded with oxygen and fluoride, they could have a different oxidation state, usually on the plus side. Some examples of the chlorine oxidation states. Chlorine usually have the -1, like hydrogen chloride, like sodium chloride. However, chlorine could have +1 oxidation state, like Cl2O or NaClO, and it also could have a +3 oxidation state. It could have a +5 and also +7. So you can determine the oxidation state of chlorine in any of these compounds by working out the oxidation state of the other element within these compounds and the charge of the ion as well. So how can we determine the oxidation state of any element in a compound, especially if it's an compound ion like sulfate? So can you determine the oxidation state of sulfur in sulfate ion? So here we know that by the rules we just stated, that the total of, or the sum of, the oxidation state of the all of the elements will equal the charge. So the oxidation state of sulfur plus the oxidation state of the four oxygens, which is -2 times 4, will give you the -2, which is the charge of that ion, compound ion. So it's -2. So sulfur plus -8 will equal -8, which means the oxidation state of sulfur is +6. Also, when we have something like manganate or MnO4 minus, we can determine the oxidation state of the manganese here, because again, manganese plus 4 of the oxidation state of oxygen, because we have 4 oxygens here. So 4 times -2 will give you -1, because this is the charge of the compound ion. So manganese -8 will equal -1, which means manganese oxidation state is +7. Oxidizing and reducing agent. Oxidizing agent will accept electrons and will get reduced, while reducing agent will donate electrons and will get oxidized. An example of that is a reaction between manganate and iron, where the manganate has been used as an oxidizing agent. It gained electrons, as we can see here in the half equation, and then it got reduced to manganese 2 plus, because we know that manganese here has an oxidation state of 7 plus. And while iron from Fe2 plus, it lost an electron to give you Fe3 plus. So this is a reducing agent and it has been oxidized. How to write the half equation for redox reaction. There are certain rules that we need to follow in order not to make any mistakes. These rules are as follows. First, you need to identify the oxidation and reduction reactions, and then you start to balance the atoms except for hydrogen and oxygen. Well, then you need to balance the oxygens with water and balance the hydrogen after that with protons or hydrogen plus, and finally balance the charge using electrons. So let's have an examples to know exactly how to follow these steps or these rules. So on practical example, if we want to write the half equation for this redox reaction between copper and nitrate to give you copper 2 plus and nitrogen dioxide, how would you write the half equation for both of these? The first step is to identify the oxidation and reduction reaction. We can see that copper has been oxidized because it lost 2 electrons, while the nitrate here is the one that has been reduced, and we change it from NO3 minus to NO2. And the nitrogen is the one that has actually been reduced. Step two is to balance the atoms except for hydrogen and oxygen. You can see that for both of these reactions, for both oxidation and reduction, the atoms have been balanced apart from the oxygen, because one copper on both sides and one nitrogen on both sides, so we don't need to rewrite this step again. Step three is to balance the oxygen using water. Of course, the copper step or the oxidation step, there is no oxygen at all, so we don't need to do that. But for the nitrate, as we can see, nitrate NO3 gave you NO2. So there is one extra nitrogen on the left-hand side. So we need to balance this by adding one molecule of water on the right-hand side. Now we need to balance the hydrogens because the hydrogen is not balanced now using hydrogen plus. We can see here from the equation in step 3 that there are 2 hydrogens now, so on the right hand side, so we need to balance that by adding 2 hydrogen ions or 2 hydrogen plus on the left hand side. The final step is to balance the charge using the electron. So now for the reaction for the nitrate, which has been the reduction step or the reduction reaction or the half equation which include the reduction, we can see that the total number of electrons on the left hand side here, or the total charge here, is +1 because there is +2 and there is -1, and here it's 0 because these two are uncharged or they are neutral molecules. So now the step, we need to balance the charge, so we need to add 1 electron here on the left hand side, as we can see. For the copper, copper changed into copper 2 plus, so now we need to balance this by adding 2 electrons on the right hand side. And finally, these are the final half equations for both of the redox reactions. How to write the a balanced redox equation. So we have an oxidation or a redox reaction which has an oxidation for iron that gave you Fe2 plus, give you Fe3 plus and an electron, and a reduction which is the manganate plus the 8 hydrogens plus 5 electrons will give you manganese 2 plus and 4H2O. These are the half equations for the redox reactions for both of the oxidation and reduction. How can we write the redox equation? Again, this is going to have certain rules or certain steps we need to follow. First one is to write the half equations, which either you're going to be provided with that or you need to work out the half equations yourself following the rules we just stated before, or the steps we followed before. So these are the half equations. Now we need to multiply to balance the electrons. So when you combine redox reaction, redox or half equations, you need to balance the electron or get rid of the electrons. So now there are only one electron on the right hand side for the oxidation step, but there are 5 electrons on the left hand side for the reduction step. So now we need to balance that. So we need to multiply the first one by 5 in order to have 5 electrons on the right hand side. So that can balance the 5 electrons on the left hand side for the second one, or for the reduction step. Finally, we need to combine and cancel the electrons. So we're going to combine these two equations, and the final equation, as we can see, will be the manganate plus 8 hydrogens plus 5 of the iron Fe2 plus. That will give you 1 manganese 2 plus and 4 water and 5 Fe3 plus, and the electrons will cancel out. Another example for balancing a redox equation, can you balance the redox equation for a reaction between hydrogen peroxide and manganate? This is not balanced, and we didn't include the half equations. So the first step, you need to write the half equations for both. As you can see, for hydrogen peroxide has been oxidized because it lost electrons and it gave you oxygen. And then you need to balance, remember the steps. So first you write the same number of atoms apart from oxygen and hydrogen, which are everything basically. Now we have the oxygen here, so we need to balance the hydrogen as well. So we added 2 hydrogen plus on the right hand side because there are 2 hydrogen on the left hand side. And then we need to balance the charge with the electrons. This is 0 and this is +2, so we added 2 electrons. And then for the manganate, again, it's the same as we've seen before. The manganate plus 8 hydrogens plus and 5 electrons will give you Mn2 plus and 4 water molecules. Step 2 is to multiply to balance the electrons. We have 2 electrons on the first equation and 5 electrons on the second equation. To balance the number of electrons, we need to both of these need to be 10 electrons. So you need to multiply the first equation by 5, and this will give you 5 hydrogen peroxide, will give you 5 water, 10 electrons and 10 protons, and multiply the second equation by 2, which gives you 2 manganate, 16 hydrogen plus 10 electrons, and that will give you 2 manganate 2 plus, manganese 2 plus, and 8 of the water molecules. You will need to combine these two equations and simplify. So the total, or the balanced equation, will give you 2 manganate and 6 hydrogen plus and 5 water hydrogen peroxide, which will give you 2 manganese 2 plus, 8 water and 5 oxygen. The electrons will cancel out, and there are 10 hydrogens here, or hydrogen plus here, or 10 protons here, and 16 protons here. So in total there are only 6. Finally, the redox titration. Redox titration works in the same way as the acid-base titration, but now instead of using an indicator to indicate the end of the reaction, we usually, or instead of using acid-base, we using oxidizing and reducing agent. So redox titration will involve a reaction between an oxidizing and reducing agent. Common redox titration are potassium manganate, 7, and iron 2 sulfate. Also, sodium thiosulfate versus the iodine is another common redox titration. You could have a redox titration question where they ask you to calculate the concentration of one of the reagent. For example, the reaction between the manganate and Fe2 plus. This is the balanced equation for the reaction, and they ask you that 25 centimeter cubed of 0.02 mole per decimeter cube of potassium permanganate is required to oxidize Fe2 plus in solution, which is 20 centimeter cube. So what is the concentration of the iron in that solution? First step is to find the number of moles of the potassium permanganate that was used to oxidize the iron, where the moles will equal concentration times volume. This is the concentration we are provided with, and the volume, don't forget that we use the volume in decimeter cubed, so the 25 centimeter divided by 1,000, and this is the final, the number of moles of potassium permanganate. And then we need to use the mole ratio to find the number of moles of iron. From the balanced equation, 1 mole of manganate react with 5 moles of iron. So the moles of iron will be 5 times the moles of the manganate. So this is the value we found in the first step times 5, and that will give you the number of moles, 0.025 moles. Finally, you need to find the concentration of the iron, and concentration equals moles divided by volume in decimeter cube. So we're going to put the concentration we found and divide this by the volume, which is 20